Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss class 10 science 1 lecture series, chapter 1 gravitation. If you have not seen the previous video, the link is given in the description box. Let us start with the next section. Mass and weight. Is mass and weight the same? No. Let us discuss about that. Mass means the amount of matter present in the object or material present in the object is called a mass. For example, this is a rubber ball. Mass of this rubber ball means how much quantity of rubber is used for making this ball. That is called the mass of this rubber ball. Is that clear? Now, unit of mass is kilogram. It has only magnitude, so it is a scalar quantity. Mass will be the same everywhere. It does not change even when you go to another planet. Look at this diagram. Mass of this person on the earth is 50 kg. On Mars also, the same person's mass will be 50 kg. That means it will not change from place to place. So we can say that mass cannot be zero. That means if it is zero means the object will not exist. Is that clear? So mass means amount of matter or material present in an object is called a mass. Next, weight means it is defined as the force with which earth attracts the object. That means basically it is the force exerted by earth on the object. Weight of this ball means how much force is exerted by earth on this ball. That is called the weight of this ball. Weight is equal to mass into gravity. Acceleration due to gravity. So we know that the value of g changes from place to place or it changes from one planet to another. So weight of a body changes from place to place or it is not the same everywhere. Weight has both magnitude and direction, so it is a vector quantity. Now unit of weight is Newton. Unit of weight is Newton. Is that clear? Mass and weight. Now we will discuss the difference between mass and weight. Mass means amount of matter or material present in the object. Weight means force with which the earth attracts the object. Now, SI unit of mass is kilogram and SI unit of weight is Newton. Mass is a scalar quantity. Weight is a vector quantity. Now, last one is its value is same everywhere. That means mass will not change from place to place, but weight of an object changes from place to place. Is that clear? Now, let us discuss the next topic, that is free fall. You have already learned last year about free fall. Free fall means if an object is falling freely under the influence of gravity only, then we can say that the object is in free fall, or that is called a free fall. For a freely falling object, the velocity on reaching the earth and the time taken for it, we can calculate from Newton's equations of motion. For example, first I will explain what is free fall and then we will discuss about the equations of motion. Suppose a ball is thrown to a certain height edge. What will happen? It will go to certain height. On reaching certain height, what will happen? Its velocity will become zero. Velocity will become zero. Why? Because earth is constantly pulling this object towards its center. So as the object moves upwards, its velocity goes on decreases, and when the velocity will become zero, it starts falling down. Okay, the speed of freely falling object increases. First its velocity is zero, then it goes on increases. Why? Because earth is constantly pulling the object. That force is called gravity. So due to gravity, its velocity goes on increases and at a certain point it will become zero and then it starts coming towards the earth. Okay. Now, as an object is falling down, there is air resistance. Air will opposes the motion of this object. Air resistance is there. Due to air resistance, a frictional force is exerted on the object. So, true free fall is possible only in vacuum. True free fall is possible only in vacuum. Okay. Now, for a freely falling object, the velocity on reaching the earth and the time taken. So I said at this point, velocity will be 0. So when an object falling freely means the object coming towards the earth, its initial velocity will be 0. Then the velocity will goes on increases. So here, see, look at this diagram. A ball is dropped from a building. At initial, that is when time t is equal to 0, its initial velocity is 0 meter per second. When time t is equal to 1 second, 9.8. When time t is equal to 2 seconds, 19.6. So you can see in this, velocity goes on increases. Okay. So initial velocity is what? 0. So for a freely falling object, its initial velocity is 0. And the body has acceleration because velocity is changing. If the velocity is changing, the body has acceleration. This acceleration is due to gravity. That acceleration is called the acceleration due to gravity. So instead of A, we can write G for a freely falling object. So Newton's equations of motion, which are the equations of motion? V is equal to U plus AT. S is equal to UT plus half AT square. And V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. These are the equations of motion. Now, for a freely falling object, we know U is equal to 0. So, first equation will become V is equal to U is 0. Instead of A, we have to put G. So, the equation will become V is equal to GT. Second equation will become S is equal to, first term will become 0. We will get half GT square. And V square is equal to, here also first term will become 0. We will get 2GS. So these are the Newton's equations of motion for a freely falling object. Very important. We want this for solving numericals. I hope it is clear to you. Now let us discuss about gravitational potential energy. What is gravitational potential energy? You know about the potential energy. What is potential energy? Potential energy means energy stored in an object due to its position or state is called the potential energy. And we have learned the formula also, mgh. Potential energy is equal to mgh, where m is the mass of the object, g is the acceleration due to gravity, and h is the height. If the object is at a height h from the surface of the earth, then we can write the formula as mgh. Now suppose if the object is on the ground position, then this height h will become 0. So on ground position, potential energy when the object reaches the ground, potential energy will be 0. Why? Because height is equal to 0. Okay. Now this formula, that is P is equal to mgh, that is applicable to a small height, to a certain height h. Okay. Now, for large values of h, suppose the object is going to certain height, large values of h, then what will happen? The value of g will goes on decreases. Acceleration due to gravity we have learned. As the altitude increases or the height increases, g value will decreases. If g value will decreases, mgh will decrease. That means after a certain height, the value of g will decreases, so potential energy will decreases. Now for large values at infinity, g will become 0. So potential energy will be 0 at infinity. At infinity, potential energy will be 0 because Earth gravitational force does not exist there. So it will be 0. Okay, keep this in mind. Very important. Potential energy will be 0 at infinity. Now, what is gravitational potential energy? Gravitational potential energy means the energy stored in an object due to gravitational force acting on the object. That is called the gravitational potential energy. Gravitational potential energy is given by the formula minus Gmm upon R plus H. This is the formula for gravitational potential energy. Why there is negative sign in this formula? Because potential energy means energy stored in an object due to its height. So we are taking the object to a certain height that is against the gravity. Object is moving against gravity, or work is done against gravity to take the object to a certain height. That is why here negative sign. Is that clear? PE is equal to minus Gmm upon R plus H. So remember, gravitational potential energy will be 0 at infinity. Okay, now next is escape velocity. What is escape velocity? We know that, we have seen that when a ball is thrown upwards, what will happen? When a ball is thrown upwards, its velocity will goes on decreases because of gravitational attraction of the earth, and the velocity will become 0 after reaching a certain height. Then what will happen? It will start falling down. Okay, so how much height the object will reach, that depends upon its initial velocity. If you are throwing the ball slowly or with a small velocity, it will reach, goes to only a small height. If you are throwing the ball with a greater velocity, it will go to greater height. So the maximum height reached by the object, that depends on what? Initial velocity. Okay, initial velocity. So higher the initial velocity, larger will be the height reached by the ball. Now, escape velocity means escape, to escape, okay, from what? Gravitational attraction of the earth. We know that gravitational attraction will be 0 at infinity. So if it has to escape from the gravitational attraction of the earth, it has to reach larger and larger height where gravitational attraction should be, so that is at infinity. For that, the velocity should be what? Greater. Okay, so the minimum velocity with which an object is able to overcome the gravitational attraction of the earth. If it is overcoming the gravitational attraction of the earth, then it will not come back to the earth. We know that when an object is thrown upwards, it will comes down. Why? Because of the gravitational attraction of the earth. Okay, if it is going out of the gravitational attraction, that means then the earth cannot pull the object. Why? Because it is out of the gravitational attraction. For that, it has to reach maximum height. Okay, it has to reach a certain height where the gravitational attraction should be 0. So escape velocity means the minimum velocity with which an object is able to overcome the downward pull or gravitational attraction by the earth and escape the earth forever. If it is escape from the gravitational attraction of the earth, then it will not come back to the earth. So what is the minimum velocity to escape from the gravitational attraction of the earth? That velocity is called the escape velocity. That is, it has escaped from the gravitational attraction of the earth. Is that clear? Now, gravitational attraction velocity, that is escape velocity, is given by the formula under root 2 gm upon r, or under root 2 gr. Okay, the escape velocity of the earth is 11.2 km per hour. That means if 11.2 km we are throwing an object, then that object will not come back to the earth, because it has escaped from the gravitational attraction of the earth. Understood? This is called the escape velocity. Now, how we got this equation, that we will derive. Escape velocity. So, an object going upward from the surface of the earth, it should have what? Velocity equal to escape velocity. This is earth. Okay. An object is on the surface of the earth. Okay. This object has to escape from the gravitational attraction of the earth. For that, it has to reach a height where that is infinity. At infinity, gravitational force will be zero. That means it has to reach infinity. For that, we have to throw the object with escape velocity VE. Are you understanding? This object, we have to throw the object with an initial velocity equal to escape velocity. Then the object will escape from the gravitational attraction of the earth and it will reach us infinity. When the object will reach us infinity, it will stay there. It will come to rest. When it reaches infinity, it will come to rest. Okay. So here we are throwing the object with an initial velocity. That means it has kinetic energy. Kinetic energy means what? Energy possessed by an object due to its motion. So consider an object of mass m on the surface of the earth. Okay, we are throwing the object with the kinetic energy. Okay, on the surface of the earth. First, we will consider about the surface of the earth. We are going to throw this object with velocity equal to initial velocity. So the body has kinetic energy. Kinetic energy of this body, kinetic energy formula you know is half mv square. Here we are throwing the object with escape velocity e. So I wrote ve square. Now the object potential energy, gravitational potential energy of the object is gmm upon r minus gmm upon r. We know that total energy means sum of kinetic and potential energy. That is called the total energy. Okay, let it be E1. Total energy is E1. E1 is equal to, this is E1. Okay, E1 is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. Substitute the values. Half mve square minus gmm upon r, because potential energy is negative. Let it be equation number 1. Okay. Now the object is moving and it has reached infinity. Okay, it has reached infinity. At infinity, or at infinite distance from earth, what will happen? I told you, when the object reaches infinity, what will happen? The object will come to rest and it will stay there. Object is not moving, it is at rest. So what will be the kinetic energy? Kinetic energy will be 0. Okay. Now what about potential energy? Gravitational potential energy at infinity, that is minus gmm upon height. Distance is infinity. At infinity, gravitational potential energy is also 0. Okay. So what will be the total energy? Total energy E2 is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. That will be equal to 0. Kinetic energy plus potential energy is 0. Let it be equation number 2. Understood till here? Now, we know that from the law of conservation of energy. What is law of conservation of energy? Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but we can change from one form to another. So, by law of conservation of energy, we can write law of conservation of energy. We can write E1 is equal to E2, because energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. So E1 is equal to E2. So substitute the values. What is E1? Half m v square minus gmm upon r is equal to e to e 0. Okay. Now take minus g mm upon r to the other side. It will become plus. So we can write half mv square is equal to gmm upon r. Now m and m will get cancelled. We got half ve square is equal to gm upon r. For 2 I am cross multiplying, we will get ve square is equal to 2gm upon r. So what is ve? Ve will be equal to under root 2gm upon r. Understood? Ve is equal to under root 2gm upon r. This is escape velocity. We can also express in terms of small g. We know that. But is small g? G is equal to gm upon r square. Okay. So here in this equation, we have gm upon r is there. But we want r square. So to get r square in the denominator, okay, I'm going to multiply numerator and denominator by r. So denominator will become r square. Okay, so we can write this as VE is equal to under root 2, what is gm upon r square? Gm upon r square is small g, that is acceleration due to gravity into r will. Okay, this is also escape velocity in terms of acceleration due to gravity. Is that clear? Now, on substituting the values, we know under root 2 into g value is 9.8. That is 9.8 into radius of the earth is also constant 6.4 into 10 raised to 6. On substituting these values, on multiplying and taking root, we will get VE is equal to 11.2 kilometer per second. This is the value of acceleration, the escape velocity on the surface of the earth. So if we throw an object with 11.2 kilometer per second, it will escape from the gravitational attraction of the earth and it will never come back. Is that clear? So I hope it is clear to you. Now we will discuss the important questions from this section. That is, define gravitational potential. We have to write the definition and formula. Gravitational potential is minus gmm upon r. Define escape velocity. Escape velocity means the minimum velocity with which an object is projected from the surface of the earth so that it will not come back to the earth. It will escape from the gravitational attraction of the earth. That is called the escape velocity. And we have to derive the formula. That is under root 2 gm upon r, or under root 2 small g into r. That is the formula for escape velocity, and its value is 11.2 kilometer per second. Okay, that is the value of escape velocity. So I hope it is clear to you. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe my channel and also share with your friends and classmates. Next video, we will solve the numericals of this lesson.